Hey guys, so in today's video we are gonna rank the top 10 best units in Dragon Ball Legends. Obviously this is my opinion, this is gonna be my list. Before we start the video, I have a second channel, please check it out in case you haven't checked it out yet. So top 10 units, we have some honorable mentions as well, so let's just start off with the honorable mentions. So we have Revival Frieza. I think this is also should be there. This also should be there. Who has Vegeta, Golden Frieza, and I also gonna put Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta in here. This is not in order, right? So this is just honorable mentions. If I would make a top 15 list, these would be probably these units would be on this list probably. So obviously Revival Frieza is very strong. He has the revival mechanic. LOE right now is just not really. I'm not gonna say it's not that good, although I would say it's not like a top tier team anymore. But it's just not really that popular. I don't see Revival Frieza at all. Same goes for the Green Golden Frieza. Although he's really good, once again, LOE is not like the top team anymore. USS is not really that great. Although I wouldn't say it's bad. Like with Kaioken, MUI, this Golden Frieza, like USS is not like terrible or anything like that, but it's definitely not like a top tier team. This is really good. Obviously, the red purple team is one of the most broken teams in the game still. I wouldn't say it's the best team right now, but it was the best team like a week ago. I would say before Ultra Super Vegito it was the best team. Or at least it was definitely a top tier team. The green card obviously is insane considering the androids have the best green cards in the game. It's ridiculous. The cover nullification, like this is just overall a very strong support unit, so I definitely think he deserves to be in here. It's just I wouldn't put him in like a top 10. I wouldn't say he's like top 10. Vegeta is, he could be higher, so he could be like a top 10 unit in my opinion for sure, but I do feel like without support, because Vegeta was very strong on like green yellow Gatki. He was very strong on that team, but the main reason is he was getting Zenkai buffed. He was getting the Valo support, which is absolutely insane. At Vegeta on his own, I wouldn't say he's like the craziest thing ever. I'm sorry, like he has a lot of flaws. He doesn't have cover nullification. He can go type neutral. He can for like 3 timer counts when he covers. But that's it. He needs a ton of build up. His ultimate doesn't have blast armor. It can't nullify endurance. Yes, it can lock in, which is absolutely ridiculous. But once again, no endurance nullification. Needs a ton of build up. But still, Vegeta, in my opinion, is really strong. It's just I wouldn't say he's a top 10 unit right now, at least. Um, that's just my opinion. But I do feel like he's arguably a top 10 unit. So if you think he's top 10, I'm fine with that. And last, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I'm actually not sure about Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta because I was actually thinking about putting him in the top 10. And yes, I know that might be controversial. I want to make a separate video on him and try him out. Because I feel like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta should be in a very good spot. Like Super Vegito just came out, obviously buffs his team. Yellow unit covers his weakness, so that's that. Also, Revival Gohan is getting a ton of value lately, and he's very popular nowadays. I would say at least I see Revival Gohan a lot. Obviously, movies, some family, like all those teams got a ton of buffs, and Revival Gohan obviously is, he gained a ton of value, and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta is probably the number 1 unit to counter him, which is funny because he's green, obviously, and Gohan is purple. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna put him here. Maybe in the future, I'm gonna move him higher, but right now, I think this is fine for him. Number 10, I think Cell. I'm gonna go with LF Cell. LF Cell is really good, but on the other hand, Super Vegito just came out. Tapion just came out. He has like probably one team because Regen is dead. Androids, I mean, I wouldn't say Android is like the best team for sure, but you can run androids, right? Because you have the tag androids and you have Sa. But at that point, you are just running Future. So, and obviously, Future is really, really good, but I don't know. I just don't see Sal too much. But Sal is definitely, I would say he's a top 10 unit for sure. Uh, it's just right now, I don't know. I just don't think he's like, he should be higher than that because I feel like every single unit on this list that's higher than him, I think they are just better right now. So I don't know. That's just me. But top 10, Cell is number 10. Number 9, I'm actually gonna go with Ultra Kaioken. I think this unit is, for some reason, is like extremely underrated. I don't really understand where this is coming from. In my opinion, Ultra Kaioken individually, if we don't consider the meta, teams, anything like that, individually, the kit, what the unit can do, I feel like Ultra Kaioken is top tier. And I think he would be up there with like the big guns. This unit is really, really strong. He's not popular at the moment. People don't run him. The meta is really just not really the best for him. And he's just not really needed. USS is once again not the best. Gatki, I would say Gatki is actually pretty good, but on the other hand, it's just not really that popular. I don't know. Ultra Kaioken is not seeing too much play, but in my opinion, that doesn't mean he's bad or he fell off. He's gonna. I have a very strong feeling that Ultra Kaioken in the future is gonna go higher than this. And I think in the future he's gonna see a lot of play because he has the kit. Once again, individually, if I wouldn't consider the meta, the teams, this unit would be up there. Like he would be probably top 5, honestly. Like he's very strong. He is very strong. Like you can't convince me that this guy is not that good. Yes, he is. He is absolutely ridiculous. The vanish restore, the green card, the double card draw speed. When he vanishes, he gets card draw speed. You get a PV, you have double card draw speed immediately. The green card, obviously. The strike lock, he notifies cover changes for 30 timer counts. The one thing is he can't go into type neutral, but that's about it. Like, he's ridiculous. He can steal solo teams. Ultra Kaioken is absolutely busted. Like, he is. It's just, right now in the meta, he doesn't really have a place. But other than that, he's busted. I wouldn't push him lower than that, for sure. Next, Vegito Blue. He's pretty high up, but I think right now he's in a very good spot. He's obviously competing with Super Gogeta on Fusions. He's competing with Sword of Hope on Future. By the way, Sword of Hope could be here as well. I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna put Sword of Hope here in the honorable mentions. So Vegito Blue, I don't know. I feel like he's just really strong right now. Gatki is good. Fusion's obviously massive buff. Super Vegito just came out, and right now there is actually no reason to not run this guy on Fusions. Maybe you won't bring him in every single match, but Fusions, if you're running a pure Fusions team, that is obviously not really a red option at the moment. Like Zenkai Super Gogeta is probably your best red option, which like at the moment I wouldn't say Zenkai Super Gogeta is a good unit anymore. So you're gonna run Super Vegito Blue on the team. And I don't know, I just feel like he's just really strong. Obviously, he's still very inconsistent, but right now, the thing is, pretty much every single top tier team has melee type units. So it's not really a problem for him anymore. Like, when he first got his Zenkai, I would say LOE was more relevant. And LOE, for example, was a very bad matchup for this guy because no one is melee type on that team. But right now, there are so many top tier melee type units or just simply very good, very strong melee type units. Revival Gohan, MUI Goku, Super Saiyan 3, Super Gogeta, all those guys are melee types. Sal is a melee type as well. So right now, I think Vegito Blue is in a really good spot. And I don't know, I feel like he deserves this spot. And when this guy gets going, he's just absolutely ridiculous. He can solo teams. His ultimate is one of the hardest hitting moves in the game. He can go type neutral, but that's that. Obviously can't nullify cover change either. So I don't know. I just feel like this guy is just in a really good spot. Like blue, yellow fusions is one of the best teams in the game. He has blast armor. He's very strong against the best red units in the game. Obviously, MUI Goku and the androids. He has the luck in blue card, which obviously that's very helpful. Like if you land a strike and you have a blue card in your hand, you can pretty much just kill MUI or the androids. So yeah, I feel like he's just in a really good spot right now. I mean, maybe I would be fine with this because once again, like individually, this guy, in my opinion, shits on Vegito Blue is just Vegito Blue is way more relevant in this meta. I don't know. It could go either way, in my opinion. Right now, I'm gonna go with this. Number 7, I'm gonna put Tapion in the number 7 spot. I think Tapion is just obviously really good support unit. Movies right now is a top tier team, pretty much one of the best teams in the game, maybe arguably the best team in the game. You have Ultra Super Gogeta, you have Super Saiyan 3, you have this guy, you have the Revival Gohan. It's very strong. This guy has his green card is very good. Obviously gives him cover nullification, double card draw speed. He stacks damage. He can lower subcount by 10 when the enemy rushes. He has the death mechanic when he does damage to your opponent's team. It's AoE damage, so it can actually do a lot of damage. He locks cards. He's just overall insanely annoying. He actually does good damage when he stacks up. And yeah, it's just overall a very strong unit. He has one of the best teams in the game right now. Once again, movies. I don't know. Overall, I think he's definitely a top 10 unit. Revival Gohan is gonna be number 6. I don't know. Maybe he's a little bit too high. But like, who do you want? Like, who do you want to put above him? Like, I don't know. I just feel like maybe Tapion, I guess. But I don't know. Revival Gohan to me has gained a ton of value. First of all, movies. Once again, top tier team. Sun Family. Sun Family right now is extremely powerful. You have Revival Gohan, you have Super Saiyan 3, you have MUI, you can run the LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku, who is also really good, by the way. So in case someone wants to downplay him, no. Super Saiyan 4 Goku, the LF Super Saiyan 4 Goku is extremely strong. He's very good. He's a very good unit overall. I wouldn't say he's like belongs here, but honestly, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave him here because why not? Like, I don't know. I think he's just very strong. His support, I like his support a lot. He does a ton of damage. He's a very good last man standing. He has the cover rescue, so I don't know. I think he's fine here. I think he's fine here. So yeah, Revival Gohan, Sun Family, movies, and honestly, right now the best team in the game, I think it might be the Ultra Fusions plus Revival Gohan. That team is so good. I was actually using that team for my God rank grind last season. I think that's probably the best team in the game right now. You have Revival, you have Endurance, you have the damage, obviously the Ultra Fusions. When this guy transforms, he also does a ton of damage. He has support with his first, he gives support to the team with his first main ability. It's just overall, like right now, I feel like Revival Gohan is just extremely valuable and he's just very good. And once again, like yes, he's slow before he transforms, but like who cares? He's there to tank a rush. He's there to give support to the team. He spawns a green card. When he dies, he does a ton of damage. Like I feel like Revival Gohan right now is just absolutely insane. And honestly, he pretty much the best teams right now. This guy is on the best teams. Like movies, the Ultra Fusions plus this guy. Like once again, like those are pretty much the best teams in the game right now, in my opinion at least. Red, purple is in the discussion as well, I guess. But Sun Family, once again, Sun Family is also, in my opinion, one of the better teams right now. So yeah, overall, I feel like Revival Gohan is just up there, dude. 5, Super Saiyan 3. So 1 to 5, I think this is top tier. See, so if I would make a tier list, this would be Z tier, Z plus tier, God tier, whatever you wanna call it. This is the highest tier in the game. These 5 right now, I think Like, you can't argue that anyone else from here is top 5. Like, you can't. I think top 5 is just easily top 5. Super Saiyan 3 I think is just a tier above these down below for sure right now. Ultra Kaioken, once again, maybe he's gonna move. I think he's gonna move up in the future, but right now no, because he's just irrelevant in the meta. So yeah, Super Saiyan 3 obviously very strong cover nullification. Movies, one of the best teams in the game right now. Sanfalme, one of the best teams in the game right now. Cover nullification, card draw speed, the healing. His gauge is extremely strong. The one thing about Super Saiyan 3 though, the gauge, obviously, when you get the gauge, he's like, at that point, he's like top 3 probably. Like, he's extremely powerful with the gauge. The thing is though, you need to use like 10 plus cards to get the gauge. It's not that easy. But yeah, when you get the gauge, yeah, it's he becomes an absolute monster. Like, the main ability removes your opponent's vanish. You get your own back. It's like in a 1v3, or not a 1v3, in a 1v1, if you have the gauge with this unit, and you're gonna get the gauge in a 1v1 because he gets his gauge filled up when you use a card, when he's the last man standing. It's like you win. Like, it's very hard to play against that. The only unit right now in the meta that can actually play against that, if you have your main with Super Vegito, he obviously just gets his vanish back. But other than that, like, once again, in a 1v1, it's like a guaranteed win. This guy just wins for you. His ultimate goes type neutral. It hits extremely hard. Like, this guy is just overall an absolute powerhouse. And in my opinion, he's the 5th best unit in the game right now. But once again, I would say 5 and 6, like, there is a gap. So the top 5 are like the best top tier units. These are the top tier units, and these units below them are like a whole tier below them. So yeah, there is a big jump. So number 5 is Super Saiyan 3. Number 4, I'm gonna go with MUI Goku. You can probably do this if you want to, but in my opinion, MUI Goku is better. The gauge, obviously, he can auto dodge and do damage to your opponent. It's pretty much how he wants to play. Like, if you want to play passive with this unit, you can. If you want to be aggressive, you can do that too. I also think that he's actually a high skill cap unit though. This might be like, for some people, this might be shocking, but in my opinion, a bad UI Goku player is... if you use this guy incorrectly, he's nowhere near as good as he can be. But yeah, overall, he's just extremely powerful. Ton of damage, card draw speed, stacks damage with his strikes and blasts. Once again, the gauge is just one of the most broken things in this game. He wins clashes for you automatically, so that's also something very busted in my opinion. He can nullify cover changes. His ultimate hits extremely hard. It's one of the hardest hitting things in this game. He's actually a pretty good last man standing. He gains endurance when he's the last man standing. He has the universal cover change. Like, this guy is just absolutely insane. The one thing is he can't nullify type disadvantage, but that's about it. Like, that's actually it. If he could, he would be higher, honestly. If he could nullify type disadvantage, he would be maybe top 2, honestly. Maybe top 1, like, I don't know. He would be actually ridiculous. But he's number 4. Number 3. This is where the fun begins. So number 3. I'm actually not sure. So yeah. I can already see people actually just going crazy. Right now, I feel like the androids are number 3. You can... I'm gonna be honest, you can still do this. If you think that the androids are number 1, I'm not gonna argue. But, in my opinion, right now, in this current meta, they are not number 1, they are number 3. So, obviously they are very strong. The green card, they are a tag unit. So, Obviously, that's alone extremely strong. They stack, they have support, nullify endurance, like they are absolutely busted. But, so number 2, Ultra Super Gogeta. And obviously, spoiler, number 1 is gonna be Ultra Super Vegito. Now, the thing is, Ultra Super Vegito came out. These two together, it's like they are very strong against the androids, right? Because obviously they start off as a red. You have Ultra Super Gogeta. When they switch into 18, you have Ultra Super Vegito. You can also put Revival Gohan, and this is probably the main reason why he's so high. You can also just put Revival Gohan on the team and run him with these two, and all of a sudden you have Revival, so you don't even have to worry about the androids anymore. Like, oh, they can just rush even Super Vegito and he just dies. You have Revival Gohan, so you don't have to worry about that. These two can just absolutely destroy the androids. Obviously, when Ultra Super Gogeta loses an ally, he also goes type neutral and locks in, so he can do that too. Ultra Super Vegito can go type neutral with his green card. And also, when he loses an ally, his ultimate goes type neutral as well. So he can go type neutral. This guy can go type neutral. He can lock them in. So it's like, I feel like right now, in this current meta, even if you want to argue like, yes, this unit is number 1, I feel like these two are just like perfectly countering them. So I just can't put him, or sorry, I can't put them above them when these two are just completely countering them. And honestly, I do feel like individually, even if you want to argue that the androids are the best, in my opinion, Ultra Super Vegito right now is the best unit in the game. So first, let's talk about Super Vegito. Obviously, the gauge, he spawns blue cards, which is very annoying because the blue cards deletes your opponent's hand. He heals with it, he has card draw speed, he does a ton of damage, he has blast armor, he has the very good green card which nullifies cover changes. Obviously, he can go type neutral, he can lock in when someone dies, last man standing, he gains another ultimate, so this guy gets 2 ultimate cards. Yeah, and he can pop his main into any time you can. So obviously Ultra Super Gogeta is absolutely insane. His kit is just ridiculous. But in my opinion, the best unit in the game is Ultra Super Vegito. I think he's just, I've used him a lot, so he's been out more than a week at this point. To me, he's the most impressive unit in the game. The stacking card draw speed, the damage, the defense, this is the number 1 defensive unit in the game. He has endurance, he has like 70% cut or something. He has like Zenkai stats, like he has like almost 180k defenses. It's actually insane. This is the number 1 defensive unit in the game. Once again, stacking card draw speed. The debuffs, every time he uses a strike or blast, 15% damage received to your enemy. So his damage is actually ridiculous. His combos are extremely long. He has the green card, which gives him type neutrality. Also, one thing, when he covers with his strikes, if you actually catch your opponent with your strike cover, you can chain your green card, which is actually just broken. That's broken for sure. Like, that's insane. His main ability, he gets his vanish back. His ultimate is probably the hardest hitting move in this game. Like, it hits so goddamn hard. And once again, when you lose one of your units, his ultimate is type neutral. It hits so hard. It can pretty much just one-shot almost any unit in the game. Like, it hits so hard. His blue card, if you pop your blue card, you get your whole hand back. I don't know, man. This unit is just absolutely beyond broken. Like, yes, you can call me a fanboy and biased and all that shit. I don't know, dude. This unit is beyond busted in my opinion. He's right now. Once again, I think these 3 are actually pretty close. I can see this. Like, I can actually see this. Like, I've seen tier lists before, and I've seen this before, right? I think you can make an argument, even for Ultra Super Gogeta, I think you can make an argument that he's number 1. I think you can make an argument for the androids. But right now, in my opinion, Ultra Super Vegito is number one. Like, I'm sorry. Best defensive unit in the game. Offensively, even offensively, is like who is better offensively? He is one of the best offensive units in the game for sure. The card draw speed, the debuffs. He can go type neutral. He can nullify cover changes with his counter. The one thing is like, the counter is like, it's not the most broken thing in the game, but it's not bad. It's an extra defensive tool, and it gives him a cover nullification for 10 timer cuts. So I wouldn't say the counter is bad. So yeah, I think the counter is actually pretty good. I wouldn't say his unit gauge is like as good as Gogeta's or MUI's or Super Saiyan 3's, but it's good. I think it's good. Like getting cover nullification, that alone makes it good. It's free damage also, and once again, it's like an extra defensive tool. You don't have your punish, you have a strike, you can just counter. So that's really good in my opinion. Like overall, I don't know. Like all the things this guy can do, it's like he's perfect. Like he does so much. The debuffs is pretty much a support ability. The defense, the offense, like overall, this guy is just so well balanced, and I don't know, man. I feel like once again, maybe I'm biased, I don't know, but I've been using this guy non-stop since he came out, and I feel like he's number one. He's just the most impressive unit to me. I have this guy at 14 too. The only thing I don't have the androids at 14. I only have the androids at 7. But usually when I use the androids, I use them on future, not fusions, future. And there they are getting double Zenkai buffs. So even that argument is like, okay, yeah, like I only have them at 7, but I'm double Zenkai buffing them. So that's that. To me, this is the number one unit right now. Once again, I can see the argument for Super Gogeta, the androids. I can see it, but in my head, to me, this is number one, and it's like I just can't. Like he's number one for me, for sure. So yeah, this is my top 10 list. Plus we have some honorable mentions. Yeah, for sure. Okay, so number 1, Ultra Super Vegito, yes. Number 2, Ultra Super Gogeta. Yes, right now I feel like that's correct. Because these two are just... I just can't put these two higher when these two are just countering them so well. So number 3 is androids. Number 4 is MUI, yes. Number 5 is Super Saiyan 3. Yes, once again, these 5 are like the top tier. Like this is Z tier, God tier, whatever you wanna call it. So number 6, Revival Gohan. Yes, right now I feel like Revival Gohan, just insane value. And he's a good unit. Like you can say whatever you want. He's a good unit. He has revival, he has support. He does a ton of damage when he transforms. Like, it is what it is. He stacks. Like, he's a good unit. You can say whatever you want. This is a good unit, and right now his value is just extremely high. Some family movies, Ultra Fusions plus Revival Gohan. Like he's just that good in my opinion right now. Tapion, yes, very strong support unit. Yeah, I think 7 is good for Tapion. Very good support. Movies is top tier right now, so yeah, I think he deserves that spot. VB, maybe you could do this. I think this is fine. I don't know, should I do this? Because I feel like Ultra Kaioken is just so much better than VB, like individually. I'm gonna do this. I don't care, dude. I don't care. Like, you can talk all your shit about this guy. He's just because he's not that popular right now, and just because it's not his meta. Like, people were saying that Ultra Super Gogeta fell off a few months ago. And look at him now. He's like top 2. Arguably top 1. Like, I've seen people saying that he's number 1. Ultra Kaioken, I feel like that's gonna happen to him too. Because he has the kit. Individually, this guy is up there. He's up there. He's like a top 5 unit, for sure. Individually. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. Ultra Kaioken number 8. VB and Sal. I think you can make an argument that like these two could be in like the top 10, like maybe, I don't know. Like you can make an argument that these two are the top 10 units. I think you can make an argument that Vegeta is top 10. maybe Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. But yeah, once again, honorable mentions. This is not in order, so yeah, this is not in order. Okay, so this is just my honorable mentions. And yeah, Super Vegeta is definitely in here for sure. So this is my top 10 list. I think that is obviously a lot of people are gonna disagree. It is what it is. Like, you can't make a perfect list. No, there is not gonna be a list ever which is like everyone agrees with it, right? So this is my top 10 list. This is how I feel right now. I think this is decent. Once again, you can make some arguments and I'm gonna listen. Like, once again, if you think the androids are number one, I'm gonna say fine. Like, I'm not gonna say, oh my god, what are you talking about? No. Like, they are definitely good enough to be argued as number one still. So yeah, this is my top 10 list. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Check out the second channel, and thanks for watching.